Wow.
Hello, am I coming in clear?
Oh, you are coming in clear, clear, clear. Houston, the Rod.
I put these on for good luck to make sure. Sometimes this brings me like good mojo right here going old school.
Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. Are those antennas on each one of those?
Dude, it's an old Panasonic and it works.
Wow.
Yeah, like the tuner's over here, the volume's over here.
What? Oh my God,
Dude,
you look
old
so
school,
cool in
man.
it too.
They can deliver papers in this.
Oh my God, if you you look like you could be, that could be like your thing if you were in a band, you know?
Well, I figured everything's so lo-fi now,
Yeah.
and it's such an accepted thing. I'm like, okay, well, let's go like super old school. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing awesome, brother. It's good to see you, man.
I cannot believe how much you're working right now when,
Me too.
yeah, well, okay, fair enough. But still in the situation, I guess, being like one of these essential employees and keeping the radio station going, sure, we're kind of keeping it going, but we're doing the same amount of work where a lot of people have like really scaled back and just kind of relaxing and quarantining and doing all of that. You have done the complete opposite, and you've been like seemingly extra motivated during this time. I mean, am I picking up on this? I mean, I know you're always a busy dude, but you're not letting this moment pass you by, man. You've kicked into like you found another gear.
Yeah, it's crazy. I truly love it. There's a lot going on in the Blue October camp, and there's a lot going on in the world. So not only are we working on a new album, not only is our documentary coming out, but there's so much stuff going on, and it's such a good time, Rod, to sit back and get closer with your supporters. Like FaceTime, like one-on-one FaceTime with people is super important these days, when it's usually like meet and greets or we'll see you from 10 feet away or at a big festival. But these people, I can actually on Tuesday nights go in and say, hey, come join me. Let's talk about how to be a better person. What have you done? What have I done? And there's 4,000 people coming every Tuesday night to just talk about good, positive stuff, bro.
Like the Church of Justin. It's like the online Church of Justin.
It's
so
fun,
are you keeping up with other musicians? I mean, are you seeing what they're doing? Because we obviously kind of keep track of all this stuff, and we've talked about Billy Joe Armstrong, Green Day. They're another one. Okay, I mean, I don't know if anybody's has hit the gear that you're in, but Billy Joe, man, I'll tell you what, that dude. Because let's be honest, okay, musicians. Yeah. Sometimes they'll be very welcome to the time off to relax a little bit. Right. And other musicians have like turned it around, and Green Day is a classic example of. There's a lot of bands. I think the first 3-4 weeks that everybody was kind of cooped up, I think most bands were saying, "Oh shit, everybody's online. I got to go start doing something." And I've seen it kind of trickle off a little bit. Right. Certainly not for you, but some other bands out there have like really kept the hustle up. Have you noticed what some of the other bands? Do you keep up with other bands and what they're doing online during this time?
Dude, you're gonna laugh at me. My engineer laughs at me, but this is what I do when I'm not on like live TV or live internet or Instagram or Facebook. I troll every other band, and then when they're on with another radio station, I get on there and start commenting, so they will start sparking up a conversation with us. And it's just, that's what I do. So if I'm not on, I'm trolling them, seeing what they're doing. How's their acoustic sound? How's their voice sound? And then I'm calling Eric going, man, they sounded bad. We got to keep that going. Like we need a new compressor. We need new preamps. We need a better computer to make it run faster. We got to get our streaming game up. And then I see the bands, and some of them kind of trickle down, but then some of them are out there hustling, you know. It's a big time to be proactive right now and to be positive.
I got to give a shout out to this mystery man, Eric, okay? Because,
man.
Okay, if you have, what's up, Eric? So I know he's there. He's like your Ed McMahon.
Dude, he's
but it's an old school reference, but you got to have that. You got to have somebody there live to bounce a few things off of. It's called The Rod Ryan Show, but I couldn't do it by myself. I couldn't just sit in there and just talk. I need a cast of characters around me. And Eric has been this guy that's been off camera And he's been this guy that has really, because I've been watching, dude, he's been this guy that has just fanned your flame just enough where it's like, wait a minute, he's almost like putting a little bit of coal into your fire and to keep you going. Who is this mystery man? He's awesome.
Dude, okay, so check it out. We recorded an album called Sway at the college here in San Marcos, and we used a place called the Fire Station, right? Yeah, the Fire Station Studios. And I said, hey, I want your best young engineer to help me engineer this album. And the producer mid recording, he kind of ducked out because he had some tooth problems, right? And I was like, oh, tooth problems. And then Eric said, well, let's keep rolling. So this guy, then I bought a piece of property with a studio on it. And I went back and found him. I said, do you want a job? Do you want a job? And we've been together for 8 years, right?
Wow.
And we've learned each other. And he's like the very organized, almost OCD, but that's great. You know, he's very tech savvy, super smart. And I'm the guy that's like, I want to do this, and that, and that. And he's like, oh, just hold on, give me a week. And then he has it done in a week, and he's there. But he's also, during my shows, if you know me, I can get a little bipolar and a little manic, and he'll be like,
yes,
calm it down, bro, calm it down. But you're right. I don't know how anybody would do this by themselves. I'd be talking to the walls.
It might be like, it just might be my broadcast background. You know, you start picking up on cues. You listen to music different than a normal person. You're a songwriter. So when you hear a song, you listen differently. When I'm driving around and I listen to the radio, I can't even help myself. I listen differently. But when I'm hearing and I'm watching some of your broadcasts, I know how important this mystery man is in the background. So I made sure that I wanted to bring him up, and I wanted to say, this guy in the background, your Ed McMahon, is doing an awesome job.
That's what, you know what? He's doing so good. We got him a little camera. So now when we do our shows, he's going to be on cam, bro. He's like, what? And I'm like, you put your face on the camera. People want to see you. He's great. He's awesome. I couldn't do it without him.
And I love, I mean, how he got his job and be in the right place at the right time. I think so many of us share that exact same story. So, yeah. As you've been so incredibly busy, you mentioned a few things, and I want to get into everything. And I want to try to, because I know how crazy busy you are, but I want to try to hit on a couple of points today. I certainly want to talk about what kind of recording you're doing. Yeah. I know that you recently talked about a special guest vocalist. The movie is going to be the most important thing, the documentary, which I can't wait. I've seen the trailers. I know you showed a trailer last night. I was watching you live. And
this guy, Rob Ryan's watching our show, bro. Did you hear that?
So
we're not worthy.
Getbackup.tv. Let's talk about this. Let's get right into the documentary, my friend. Okay. Wow. If you were nervous about if you even get nervous before a show or the day before a new piece of music comes out, and you know people are going to be watching, listening, and judging. Yeah. Is it the same when a movie is coming out about you? Are the nerves still there? Is it, well, it's my story. It's not, you've lived it, so you don't necessarily feel the nerves, or is it different?
It's different because when I'm putting out an album, it's like my brainchild and my heart child. When it's a documentary filmed and directed by someone completely different, not me, who wouldn't give me control at all, I got control taken away from me? What? You know, I'm a control freak. And this is the first time that I've ever had that happen. And Nori Niven, the director, was with me for 7 years. And so when he did this documentary, he said, I want to do it raw. I want to do it. I'm not nervous about it because I can't change it. It's who I was, and I'm proud of who I am today. And that's the final outcome. It's a documentary about hope. It's a documentary about redemption. It's a documentary about rock and roll and how there can be positivity in the end and how there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And that's what I love about it. So I'm not nervous about it because I'm really powerless over what people think about my journey. I'm just proud of it, you know?
Okay, so just to get a little technical, how long is the documentary?
Hour and 45 minutes.
If you had to guess how many hours of footage had to be combed through to get down to an hour and 40, I mean, is there any telling how much footage you had?
No, there's no way. I mean, there was there was years. There was tours upon tours upon tours. This started out, I was this big boy. I was like 260 pounds when they started out. You know, it was crazy. And then to see that my kids get born, to see all of my kids get born, it's just crazy. There must have been so much footage. I don't know how he organized it. I don't know how he did it. He wouldn't let me watch it until it was done.
Okay, so
oh yeah,
that was going to be my next question. Are you in the editing suite when he's editing these parts? Because listen, there were times that this stuff was that I'm sure they were filming, and I'm sure you weren't in the headspace that you're in right now. And maybe, like you said, you weren't looking your best. You weren't feeling your best. You weren't your best. You weren't at your best, yet there was a camera rolling. Did you have control over, you know what? I'm cool with showing this, but you know what? This clip right here, I'm not real proud of that. I don't want that in there.
No, I was not allowed to be in the editing room.
Wow. Now that's vulnerability.
And there's some stuff in there that I am not proud of, but that's why we grow, to learn. That's how we get better from our history, the mistakes that we make. So there's a lot of stuff in there that I didn't even know I did. And I was just going, oh my God, if that would have happened to me, I would have beat that dude's ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, like, for real. But it's such a cool thing. And that's why it's so special, is that it's not about how Blue October has so many hits and we think we rock and we're cool. You know, it's just this group of brothers that got through some really hard stuff. And instead of someone dying or someone going to a funeral, they're all together with their kids and they're rocking even harder. And they're a bunch of hustlers, and it's great.
Some of this stuff that's filmed, obviously, you are not with your wife.
Yeah, yeah.
This stuff happened before children, before wife. I mean, this stuff's going back that far. Were there any surprises? In the movie, did you sit down with your wife and watch?
I sat down and watched it, and then I said, here's the laptop, honey. Watch it. Look, I got chills talking about it right now.
Dude, I'm freaking out right now.
I was, dude. This was like a month ago when I watched it, right? And then I said, I'm going to go to work. And she watched it, and I was just like, and so when she got in bed that night, right? She didn't say nothing, Rod. And I'm laying there, and I go, and she goes, it was beautiful. Beautifully done. Good job. And there's a lot of stuff that she could have come in and just popped me in the face for, you know, but she knew that that's one reason she married me. She knew that was in the past, and she's forgiven me, and we've moved forward, and she gave me my first second chance ever, you know, and I won't let that girl down, you know.
That's a good woman right there.
She's my sidearm, you know. Woo! She's my sidearm.
All right.
I got a holster for that woman right there.
This is just a little sample of some of the energy this guy has. I think he's vampiric, because a lot of the stuff he's filming when he's online, he'll be in the evening, and I'm talking about the guy I'm talking with. It's unbelievable the energy level that you are at right now. Some of this has got to be physical too. Dude, you're in about the best shape I've ever seen you in right now. What are you doing?
But dude, you won't believe, it's this new thing, all right? It's called jogging. It's awful, dude. Rod, that's exactly it. It's horrible. It's horrible. My daughter, my 12-year-old daughter, she lives with me now. She moved down from Nebraska. She lives with me now. We put her in this middle school in Wimberley, right? Check this out. She's like, hey, Dad, I want to run track. I'm like, why? That sucks, you know? So this girl goes to her first meet, and she smokes everyone. I mean, first place, just Carl Lewis in the mother, you know what I'm saying? Just pow, 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 pow. And then she's like, Dad, I want to start jogging around the neighborhood. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll do it. So I started jogging with her, and now I can jog 2 miles at once. And that's a lot for me. But it's helping me trim down, man. It's helping me trim down. It's helping my lungs get better. It's helping this. You know?
Yeah.
I want to look as good as you, Rod. That's all.
So last year, I turned 50, and I said it. And I said it on the air. I said, we were talking about New Year's resolutions, and I said, all right, well, I came up with this thing, but I didn't really want to say it on the radio, because if I said it, then I got 100,000 people holding me to it. And then I ended up just blurting it out. I said, okay, 50, I'm going to do 5K. I'm going to do 10. I like numbers. I'm going to do 10 5Ks the year I turned 50. Dude, it was the worst year ever.
You said
it was
that?
the worst.
Oh, did you do it?
I ran 10 times that year. Last year, I didn't train. I didn't. I don't go run for fun. Dude, I ran 10 times. I did 10 races. That was it.
So wow, what was that? Like, did you just go, you know what, I'm going to strap on some Reeboks and I'm just going to go. Here we go.
I bought the thickest pair of Brooks that they had at Academy.
Yeah.
The squishiest sneakers I could find. And I ran the squishy, and I ran to so it's awesome though that you're running. So that's great. Adding to your energy, of course, yeah. which seems to be a great thing. You're recording.
Yeah.
When the shit first hit the fan, I wanted to bring you on the radio show, and I said, okay, I needed to tap in. I needed to tap into you, and I needed to like drain some of that amazing energy out of you, because everybody was kind of feeling down, and we were in a world, not that we know much more now, but we really didn't know 6 weeks ago what the heck was going on. And I'm like, you know what? Justin always puts me at ease. Let's let him just, all I got to do is say good morning, and then boom, I let him go. I let you go.
Yeah.
When we're talking about doing some home recording, and I know you got the great setup at the house, you had mentioned something about maybe doing a Christmas album. Was I crazy? Was that the same? Was that on the same radio show that we were on?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, we've got time, right? We've got some time. So, and I've got a Christmas tree in the damn garage. So what we're doing? Check this out. I got Santa Claus tattooed right there, homie. Santa Claus. This is for real. This is going down. I'm going to make the smoothest, saddest, most eclectic Christmas album you've ever heard. And it's
standards, originals, or covers?
Both. Because I'm a pimp.
You're writing Santa Claus songs.
Yeah. I'm going to write Santa Claus songs.
And when will this, is it going to be ready for this year, this Christmas?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to happen. And then I'm even going to, we're finishing up the album now. We're going to get in there. I've already got Will to throw. It's going to have like this jazz, like Chet Baker, kind of Frank Sinatra Christmas album. Because I've always wanted to do a jazz album, but I'm not going to be that guy that goes, Justin sings jazz. So I'm going to do like Christmas albums, but it's going to be so sexy and so smooth. The kind you just kind of want to hang out with your wife and make out a little bit too.
So help me God, if you come walking out in an ascot, okay, and a bearskin rug and a fireplace,
and a smoker's jacket,
I might come right down there and fight your wife for you. Okay,
That's
I'm just
fine,
saying.
bro. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be on.
So you're working on a new full-blown Blue October album too.
Yeah, we just finished it, and it's off to mixing. Mark Needham, who mixed The Killers, who mixed Fleetwood Mac, who mixed Imagine Dragons albums, Chris Isaac albums. My boy over there. What's up, Eric?
Eric, what's up, Eric?
He's like a rock mixer, right? And this is a rock album. There's no samples on this album. It's all everybody set up and rock and roll. So the whole album is just rock. And so we wanted to make a good rock album. So Mark Needham is mixing it right now. It should all be done probably in about 2 weeks. And
now, when you say no samples in a rock album, like, let's just talk about, like, for instance, let's talk about the sound of, like, I Hope You're Happy, which is a very, like, an 80s digitized sound to it. Nothing like that.
Pop. Yeah, very pop. Yeah, this is like, if you were to put Kings of Leon meets The Cure, Disintegration meets geez,
a little bit of This Will Destroy You.
This Will Destroy You, you know, kind of thing. Stone Temple Pilots, all those kind together. It's just a rock album, but it's nostalgic, romantic, and hardcore still.
Now, is that on purpose? Do you, just to get inside your brain a little bit, which could be scary, do you say, I want to write an album that sounds like this? Or does music that sounds like that come out of you because of what time and what we're going through now? How is that really deep?
No, it's great. I get inspired by a lot of different types of music, but I've always been a core rock and roll guy. And for the last, I'm always I'm getting older, right? But I'm not giving my spot up. There's a lot of 21-year-old bands that want my spot. And you know what? I tell them to get behind me. So I have to stay hip to what's going on. But what it is right now is that I just miss rocking. So I wanted to mesh, I Hope You're Happy was more pop driven. It was more 80s vibe. That whole album's more 80s because I was really into some 80s stuff then. But this is more just raw, how we started out. And
like Dirt Room is raw to me. Dirt Room is definitely a raw song for me.
There you go. It's like Dirt Room and Say It.
Yeah.
But it's not produced by Steve Lillywhite. It's produced by me. So I know what I want from each band member. You know, I know each band member. I know what I can get from them. I know what kind of drum fill, what kind of drum sound I want it to slam, you know? And it's just super great. It's just 5 instruments. I told everybody you can play 5 instruments and that's it. You know, that's it.
What we hear on this album, this upcoming album, were the songs written within a certain time frame? Because I know you're a guy that writes, and you're artsy-fartsy guy, and I'm sure you're always scratching in a pad or something. Is it stuff that you wrote specifically in this time period, or do you go back and look at ideas? Do you pull out old notebooks and things and see older ideas? How does it work, the writing process?
Well, let me bring into another perspective. Our boy Eric over there, he won't say anything.
Eric!
When I'm not on tour with Blue October, I go around and I do these open book tours about recovery and about sobriety, and I invite like people from rehabs and stuff. They come see it, and I tell my story about how I got sober and stuff like that. Well, there's a full bus that I take, right? And the only people on that bus are me, and I bring Eric and my merch guy and a tour manager. And in the back, we turn this whole tour bus into a recording studio. So when I'm not on the road with Blue October, I'm constantly recording in the tour bus as I roll down the street because I just can't stop. And guess who wrote half the album with me? Eric.
I love this guy.
I know. He knows what kind of music I like. I like sad, romantic, nostalgic stuff, but this has an edge and it's huge. Like the first time I heard Fascination Street by The Cure, you know, just that bass. It just rips. And the drums sound like Rage Against the Machine. So it's just like,
what?
It's just so good. It's so good. But I'm constantly writing. And it's got to fit the mold. It's got to rock this time. That's all. I just want to play the Buzz Fest and smack everyone in the face with my rock and roll.
So, you know, everything's on hold as far as concerts, and we're giving away concert tickets on the air, which is weird to me, and I'm pretty open and honest about it when we do it. I said, we don't cancel shows. So if Breaking Benjamin, as of right now, says that they're going to play, then okay, we've got tickets. We've got agreements. You know how this works. We've got agreements with the promoters and Live Nation and all of this stuff. We don't cancel shows. So until they tell us, we're still going forward with the schedule that we have. Now, you've got a band like the Black Keys just yesterday. We're not touring. That's it. Everything that we had, they're not waiting to see. There's things like Austin City Limits, and they still have those dates up. They're not prepared to cancel yet. What? And I'm asking you to, you know, be the guy that knows more than everybody else. But as far as you guys out playing live, do you have plans on doing live shows this year? Is the mindset to do stuff in the fall?
Our mindset is to keep everyone as safe as possible and to keep them entertained until we can get out there. So we have things like the documentary that we're putting out. We have things like Get Back Up TV that we've made possible, which is a platform to watch every one of these shows. Every other Friday night, I'm doing stage shows where I'm playing back-to-back albums from start to finish. And they can see it there until we're given the green light to go and fill a 6,000-seater. I mean, think about that. 6,000 people in one spot to see us. That's not very smart right now.
No, it's not. And it just, So nobody knows. I mean, so you're on hold like everyone else.
I'm on hold, but instead of being on hold and going, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do, I'm doing other things for the fans. I'm creating more opportunity for the fans to connect, you know, and doing stage shows, doing recovery with people, doing this documentary, coming on shows like yours and raising awareness for things that have happened during this, like the police officers.
Yes.
In Houston, you know, like the police officers in Houston that Officer Knox just passed away.
Yeah.
And leaves behind a wife and two children. And Officer Comier is in the hospital in critical condition. So instead of focusing on, well, when are we going on tour, let's back some people that have had some hardships and back the blue like you and I always do. If everybody goes to assisttheofficer.com, they can help these families, because during this COVID, during this Corona, they're still out there busting their ass, making sure that you are safe. So that's what I kind of keep my focus on. Music, yes, but then when things like this happen, I'm just like, we've got to help, you know?
Speaking of which, you know, your dad was a cop here in Houston for a long, long time, and Dad's had some health issues over the last couple of years. So Mom and Dad doing okay? Are they staying with you still?
They're not with me up here. You know where my dad is. You know where he is. What do you think?
Is he fishing?
He's at the bay, dude. He's like, yeah, honey, I don't think this is good for me in Houston. I need to go live at the Bay House. And of course he's there. He's been there for 3 months. And
he's earned it.
And my
He's
mom's
earned
there
it.
with him.
That's great. That's great. So touring, we don't really know. Do you have a date for the album? How long does mixing take?
Mixing's almost done. We've got 3 more songs left. We'll be done with it by next week. The album comes out September, still on time, but we're doing what we always do is we released Oh My, but now every single month we're releasing a song on that album. So the next song is probably one of the hardest rocking songs. It's called This Is What I Live For. And it's just a banger. And then the one after that will probably be Fight for Love, which is just a raw banger, dude. You're going to love this album, Rod. You're going to be like, finally they put a rock album out.
I can't wait. I can't wait. What about, have you done a cover song on one of your albums?
No, but check it out. I've been doing covers on my Friday night shows.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I know. Who the hell on this planet would go from Billie Eilish into Garth Brooks into, hang on, Concrete Blonde, Joey, one of my favorites.
And then into George Michael.
If that's George Michael, if that's any indication of what's going, how scrambled this is, that's the wildest set list ever of cover songs that I've ever heard anybody pull off. So, so first question: have you considered, or would you ever put a cover song on one of your albums?
I'm going to do a whole cover album.
Okay.
That'd be awesome.
Has it ever been talked? Have you ever considered putting a cover song on one of your albums?
You know what? You know what? Now that I think, you mean kind of like Weezer did?
Well, yeah, like, okay, they did Africa. Sure.
I would do probably When in Rome, The Promise. You remember that song? I'm sorry, but I'm just thinking, but it would be heavy. I'm sorry, but I'm just thinking of the right words to say raw. You know what I'm saying? That's what it would be. And people would be like, dude, this song's so beautiful and sad and nostalgic and romantic. Who is it? That must be Justin from Blue October.
Dude, work it up for this new album. Why wouldn't you put that on there? Why would you tell us this and then not do it?
Damn it. There I go again, telling people I'm going to run a 10K. See, I won't do that, because you see me running a 10K, I'm going to fall on my face.
Believe me. And by the way, all I did was 5Ks. I didn't do 10Ks. I did 10 5Ks.
10 5Ks. Okay.
Miserable.
That's 5 10Ks.
That's 5 10Ks.
Let's run over a couple of dates here really quick. The movie comes out on the 21st, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. We're giving away some codes so people can watch the movie ahead of time. And we're talking about the documentary. It's getbackup.tv is the website. People can now sign up to get in on like a preview of the movie where you're going to be kind of like chit-chatting about it afterwards, correct?
Yeah, it's a premiere that's gonna happen. We're doing one with you guys on the 20th, Wednesday.
Yeah.
And it's basically you guys are gonna watch this film with me via what is it, Zoom? No, via Get Back Up Talk TV.
Yeah.
And we're all gonna watch it together, and then afterwards, you guys are gonna have a Q&A with me, and we'll be able to talk about it right there. And then the official release will be May 21st. So, you know, we wanted to give the Buzz the first dibs on this thing because you guys have always let me walk in with basically singles and say, play it right after it's been burned. So we thought, why not do it too, you know?
The day that you brought into the studio the CD of Home.
Yeah, that was a cool day.
Is still, I've been doing this a long time, brother. I have never had an artist, and I told you that day, I said, this is just like those old Elvis stories where they burned an acetate or whatever. They would make an album and they would take it down there. The only thing that was different is it didn't come with like a stack of cash. I think back in the day when you wanted your album on, you would give the big top DJ guy, you'd give him some money and a cigar. I got handed a CD and a smile.
Yeah.
But I was happy to play it. The very first spin of Home was on our show in the morning, and I'm standing 3 feet from the guy that wrote it, and the world's hearing this song for the very first time. And you want to talk about goosebumps, brother? I have them right now talking about it. That's
this is so cool.
That's gonna forever be one of my favorite memories ever. I mean, because it's such an old school thing, and I think most people know the radio business doesn't work that way. It's not quite as simple as it used to be when Elvis or Colonel Tom Parker, walked Elvis's records over to the radio station in Memphis and put a gun to their head and said, "Put this on." But that really was special.
That, man, you have no idea how special it was because you've always been like a legend in my life, and I don't want to make you embarrassed, but you're like a hero. So me being able to do that and walk in there and do that with you was like going to the god of radio and going, here you go. It's like a kid. I was like a kid in a candy store. And when you played it, it was just great. And it's just awesome. And it was a song about family, and we both have kids now. And it's just like, it's the best thing that ever happened to us. I follow you on social media, and it's just seeing you with your kid. It's just such an awesome time. It's just so awesome, dude. It's great. So now you get it. Now you get it.
Yeah, I do. And it really, it helped that song was really good too. Because if you would have brought me, a really shitty B-side or something, I'm like, dude, come on.
Okay, wait, I want to ask you, Rod, what would you have done? And you be honest with me, because you're Rod freaking Ryan. What would you have done if I would have walked in, Houston boy, handed you a song, and you would have played it, and it would have been bad? What would you have said?
I said, all right, that was good. I mean, I'd find you got to find the glasses half full. It's like, well, it's a world premiere. It's a world premiere of shit, but it's still a world premiere.
See, yes, that's what I want to hear. But that I got to give a shout out to Elliot, because we had to play it for Elliot first because I think Elliot is such an honest guy, and I love Elliot. Because that's why I love Elliot, because he'll go, it's not for the station. And that's like honest feedback to me. And I love that. Or he'll go, you know what? It is. Go in on Rod Ryan's show and premiere it. And I'm like, yes. Because there have been songs where I played for him and he's like, it's just not for us. And I'm like, thank you. Because I would rather him do that than go, oh, yeah, it's great. Oh, my God, Rod, this song sucks.
But that talks about the band a little bit. You guys cast a pretty wide net as far as with your sound. I mean, of course I'm excited. When you start telling me, and I brought up Dirt Room, when you start telling me that this new album's going to rock and it's slamming and this, that, and the other thing, and you're using these other different examples, of course I'm getting excited about that. But you guys have the ability to go in those different directions where some bands are just like, nobody will accept anything but them doing the same thing over and over again. I mean, bands have struggled with that for years, and people want to grow, people get older, like you said, and if you want to go and rock on an album, I think that your fan base trusts you enough that they're going to be open to it, and they're going to say, this is where he's at right now, this is what he and the band wanted to do. I think your fan base is loyal enough. You're pretty lucky with the people that, that. I know you know that. You tell them that all the time, but it's not it's not so with every band out there. They don't get the movement that you guys get.
I'm so blessed, man. I can't tell you how grateful I am. And like, that's why I think I work as much as I do, because I just love it. I'm obsessed with it. You know, I'm obsessed with it. Like you do, you know, like Eric is. We always want to do the best. It has to be better than the last thing that we did, or to me, it's a failure. And these people spend their hard-earned money and their time, which is more valuable than money these days, on us and on you. So the best thing that we can do is be a badass when we walk into work every day and give them something that they're not expecting, something they're like, what? You know, that's the best thing about art. You can always blow people's minds if you can blow your own first, you know?
So I think we've covered just about everything. The only other question I had, because, and it's a few weeks late, but still with this quarantine, and we talked about how busy you are. Yeah. And now you got 3 kids running around the compound, and you're recording, and you're Ericing, you know, and doing. Did you take the time to sit down and watch Tiger King on Netflix? Dude,
yes.
You did.
Yes, I did. One of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. Dude, come on, man. Dude.
I don't know. I see you as being so busy. I can just see you like, yeah, I've heard people talk about it, but you know, I'm too busy, you know, writing songs.
No. When it gets around 10 o'clock at night, all I want to do is watch murder mysteries, Tiger Kings, Forensic Files, ID Network. That's my jam. So if you mix murder, tigers, meth, and a bunch of weird people in there, that's my jam. That's what I'm all about, you know?
Did Carol Baskins feed her husband to the tigers? Yes or no?
I think so. That's just because I want another show about that now, you know? You know who I want to meet, though? You know who I want to meet is the Tiger King. I want to go to the Oklahoma State Prison and shake that guy's hand, because that guy's, whoo, he's a player.
He was definitely, no doubt. I mean, well, I think I can see why you appreciate him, because he's got the same energy that you got.
Yeah, but I think he had a little speed in him.
All right, my brother. Listen, thank you so much for all the time today, man. You know how much I love you. You know how much we love you. We love the Blue October family. I'm glad that your family's doing well. I mean it when I say it, that there's nobody out hustling you right now. There's nobody that I've seen, not even just in the music industry, in any industry. I've not seen anybody flourishing and doing what they're doing and taking such a garbage dump of a situation. That's what you do. You're taking this garbage dump of a situation, and I don't know anybody that could turn it around the way that you are, and that's exactly what you're doing right now. And again, the whole purpose of this is so self-serving, because I'm just sucking out the energy, and I'm just using, I'm sponging off.
Hey, one more thing is, you guys are being so kind, Elliot, and you, Saturday night, Elliot's giving me my own show on your station.
Oh, damn, I almost forgot. Okay, yeah, well, it's I'm worried about you stealing my job, but you are. You are. The only thing I think saves me is the hours, maybe.
He looks like he's going to whip my ass right now. He's like, what do you mean?
Okay,
no.
Okay, just one quick mention and get it over with.
Okay, Saturday night, 7 to 10 p.m. I'm going to be rocking out, baby. I'm not going to wear any pants. Okay, there we go.
So is he letting you pick? Is he letting you play some stuff? Like, is he letting you, like, take over?
Yes, he's letting me take over. He's letting me pick the songs. He's letting me do everything. He's even let me play a Blue October song too, and he's letting me do an acoustic song on the air.
What?
Yeah. Hey, next thing I want to do is come on your show when we're back in this. I just love coming on your show, so please have me as a guest again.
Yeah, we got to get you back on to play the Read My Lips game too. I think we need a little redemption.
Yeah, I got screwed last time. I got screwed.
All right, my brother. I love you, man. I can't wait. People are so excited about this movie. Like I said, we've been giving away these passcodes, and we're going to continue to give those away this week. People thinking that they can – it's our own little mini red carpet. I've heard you talk about it, because we kind of got robbed of, you know, having that awesome theater experience. But we get to go and check out this movie. It's getbackup.tv is the website. You can also sign up there to get a viewing and get in on one of these special viewings where you do a little Q&A afterwards. But We'll be continuing to give those away on the air. You take over the airwaves at 94.5 The Buzz on Saturday nights. And bro, just keep spreading that positivity the way that you do, man. It's infectious.
Okay,
really.
here's something. I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to you. All right, buddy. You have a good day, Rod.
Thank you, brother. Bye, Eric.
Bye, Rod. Nice to meet you.
All right, later, guys.
Bye, buddy. Oh, you're so awesome.